I'm making a YouTube video now. That's what's happening. That's the intro. Okay, so hello. My name is Jimmy, and I have decided to start a YouTube channel for no discernible reason other than to make videos for my friends. So that's what this is. Don't expect a schedule, don't expect me to upload. But today I'm doing something that I saw another person on YouTube doing. Their name is Mandible Bone. And they have a video called, which will be linked below. It is called DIY Punk Bag. And it looked really cool. So I decided I'm going to copy the video, make it a little bit different. They're using theirs for a venue bag, which is a great idea. I'm going to be using mine for a tattoo bag because I am traveling for a tattoo once COVID's over. I'm not allowed to say COVID, am I? Bleep that out. Once the Backstreet Boys reunion tour is over, then I'm going to be traveling for some tattoos. Otherwise, this would be cool for practice. So what I'm going to be doing is taking this gas mask bag, which is a bag that they had as well, but they have a different type of bag, and turning it into a punk bag, or like a kind of punk. It's going to look like something. I can't guarantee it'll be 100% punk, but I can guarantee that it'll be cool and I will like it. So this is a different bag than they have. Their bag is a different model type. This came with my bag, which I think is kind of cool. This is a waterproofing gas mask kit, so basically it's just like the chemical bag that you put your gas mask in, and then it's got the rubber band kit inside of it, and I'm gonna open this, because it's not sealed, it's just in a plastic bag. I don't know what model they have. I know it's a type of M40, I just don't know what model it is, because I'm not super well versed on gas masks, but on this has rubber bands in it. I don't know if you can see in there, but this has rubber bands in it. And on it, it says the type, class, and model of the gas mask that was supposed to be in here. So it's a Type 2 Class C Style 1. So they might have had a Type 3 or a Class A, if that's how it works. Fuck if I know. But anyway, I'm trying to get into a different bag. I'm going to not completely, but mostly deconstruct this, take some stuff on, add some stuff, add a bunch of patches that I'm going to make, and then we're going to turn it into a hip bag, because as of right now, it has a bunch of straps on it. All of them are at, like, different angles, so you can, like, kind of string it across, but I'm probably just going to only use it as a hip bag. So I drew out, in my really ripped up sketchbook, an entire little plan. There's no way any of you can see what's on this, but that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to explain a tiny bit more of what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm ripping everything off of this, so I'm taking off the straps, I'm taking off whatever this thing is, this strap, and this weird flappy side pocket. I might keep it because it is big enough to hold a water bottle, and that might be nice, so I might keep that, but I'm probably going to rip everything else off. Because one thing that's really nice about deconstructing and reconstructing old things is that everything on here is made out of metal. Like, this is made out of metal, all the D and O rings are made out of metal, even all of the, like, cinters are made out of metal, and that stuff is expensive now. So I can just keep that and put it in my junk drawer and use it for other things. And then it just opens up. There's only, like, 1 or 2 pockets in here, and they're all pretty flat, so that's fine. And then I'm just going to take this off, attach it to another section of the bag so that it sits across my hip. And other than that, I just have to paint and patch it. So it's going to be pretty fun and pretty easy. So I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to go to a top-down view of what I'm doing with some form of probably shitty voiceover, because that's how it's going to be. Have fun with this. Alright, one more thing before I switch over to the voiceover is I'm just going to show you what I have so far. I bought this 2-inch parachute buckle, and this is what I'm going to use to make the straps more adjustable, because on it, it's only got, where's the long one? It's only got like these types of clips.
And I don't really like those types of clips. You can see half of me. I don't like those types of clips. So I'm going to switch it to a crappy plastic clip that costs way too much. But it's what I got now. So we're gonna do this. I was also going to replace the Velcro because it's starting to get shitty, but the Velcro that I bought is not the right type of Velcro. So we're not gonna do that now. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm going to cut all of the strips off and figure out where they're gonna be and how long they need to be. So, crappy voiceover. Yay.
Alright, so welcome to voiceover hell. So what I'm doing here is I'm just talking to myself, trying to tell myself what to do in the voiceover. And now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to start trying to take off all of the straps. These scissors are just normal scissors, and because they're fabric straps, they came off pretty easily. Except for the one in the middle, which you'll see in a second what I had to do. But other than that, everything else came off pretty easily. I was just searching for my seam ripper and pausing my music because it turned off, and it turns out I didn't have a seam ripper.
Okay. Cut back to overexposed blonde person. I have this. I don't have a seam ripper because I lost mine. If my aunt is watching this, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, because she does a lot of sewing and makes costumes and is probably cringing at everything I've currently done. But this is a switchblade. Don't do this. I'm not responsible, but please just be careful with it. Just use the tools that you're supposed to use. I have a collection of these. I've been collecting these for a long time. And I have this, and it's pretty sharp. So I can't get my knife, or I can't get my scissors into this part because it's really sewn on there, so I'm just going to use this as a seam ripper to pick the seams apart. Please be careful if you do this. I don't want anybody who, for some reason, is following this as a tutorial, which it's not. If you're following this, you should probably just figure out how to do it on your own. I'm probably going to make a ton of mistakes. I am overexposed as fuck, man. Don't do this.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking my switchblade and I'm trying to use it as a seam ripper, which is super irresponsible, and I swear I almost sliced my finger off like twice. So don't do that, as I said previously. But after this, everything's probably I'm gonna try and make it go a little faster because there's still like a ton of footage left because it took me almost 2 days to do this. And I think after this, I'm going to cut the rest of the bag making out because it is just me sewing more strap pieces together, and it's kind of self-explanatory in its own way. And yes, I am drinking Starbucks tea. I had a Starbucks cup and some tea left over, so I figured I'd just get that done and out of the way.
I did it! Oh my god. This is the most annoying piece of shit to get off. 3 parts. There's a hole in it. A patch will be over it. It's fine. It doesn't even go into the first pocket. So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely think I liked about their bag more than this bag, is that this bag has a lot more things on it, which is nice because, I mean, I'm going to upcycle a pair of pants to look like a pair of trip pants later, probably this month, so I can definitely use this stuff on it, but it's like, it took forever to get that off. I had to pause because I really had to like hold it up to my face to try and like figure out how to get under it, but that's good. So that's done. The next thing is to figure out how I want it to sit, and then to take these and sort of place them on the back where they need to go. So let's do that. I realize that this angle is very MySpace, but there's nothing I can do about that currently. There's a lot of background noise, probably, so I hope this isn't too bad, but now I'm going to paint all of my things on here. I have a numerous amount of colors, most of which I probably won't use, but these are all my old fabric paints. I'm going to be making my patches, there we go, patches, out of an old t-shirt because I reuse my fabrics. So I'm going to do that. I have nothing else to decorate because I didn't buy any spikes or anything. I might put some on later, but I don't currently have any. I wonder if I could find those neon ones. I used to have neon green ones. I'm not sure if I can find them. But this is now part 2. Yeah.
So to start off part 2, I'm just making my Jimmy's bag patch, which has the J backwards, and I also meant to have the B backwards for no reason, but I just kind of liked the idea of it, but I totally forgot to actually put the B backwards, so there's fucking up for not fucking up's sake. And then after that, I will be doing my Green Day patch, which is the biggest patch I have on the bag, and it was a bit hard to make, so I figured I would show that one, because I use kind of a different technique to make that one than just straight up hand painting it. So here I am just finishing up the patch, taking off all of the tape from it. And then for the Green Day patch, I ended up making a stencil and turning the stencil into a sticker, because the negative space is going to be on the inside of the design. And I've covered the entire thing with white, and then I covered the entire thing with green. And as I began to peel off the stickers, what I realized I had done was accidentally made the glue seep into the...
Okay, so this is the back of the bag. It's got a bunch of question marks in different colors. You can't see because the lighting's shit, but it says, "Why are you back here?" Because it's the back, you know? Why the fuck are you back here? This is attached to me, so you shouldn't be back here. Give me my stuff back. And then, so the 3 patches that I have are this Green Day Bombardier patch that took forever to make, and I probably have already explained in the over voice why it fucked up, but it seems like I've quite fixed it, so I'm a bit happy about that. Some of the clothing so that it's like puffed out and it starts to retain its puffy shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these patches on, and then you'll see the full thing. Alright, and here is the finished bag. I'm very happy with how this turned out. However, I will tell you that I figured out the difference while I was looking at the bag listing of my bag and Mandible's bag. Mandible's bag is a carrying bag. It's an M40 carrying bag. Mine is an M40 survival bag, which is why it's hard. Makes sense. Don't get a survival bag. If you can avoid getting this type of bag, I would avoid getting this type of bag, because there's some things about this. Unless you're a person who isn't like a pretty experienced sewer, it's gonna be, it even is for me, it's a hell of a project, because like everything on this, you obviously, like, anybody's following this as a tutorial, which I said, why the hell are you following this? Is not a tutorial, this is a mess of a video. Making the patches and getting everything off is okay. Getting this, you can't see it anymore, but there used to be, well, you already seen it. I had to take this off with like a pocket knife or like a switchblade because I couldn't get my scissors in there. Don't do that. Do something safer. Do something better. But that's hard. Sewing in this thing is hard as hell because you can't go through the plastic, so you have to go through this really tight fabric, and it's, in some places it's impossible to do. Like right here there is a really like rigid but bendable plastic bone, and I couldn't sew through it, so I sewed fake stitches onto the patch, and then I super glued it down, because the rest of these are fine, but this literally I couldn't get my needle underneath the fabric. And it's probably easier if you use a thinner needle. I was using a pretty big needle because I'm using like floss, like this type of like thread that you would use for like friendship bracelets, like that's what I'm using. But if you want to use anything that's like not that, if you think you can get your stuff to stay with a thinner or you want a thinner one, then it'll be probably easier, but it's hard to get it underneath only the first layer of fabric, so you don't get your needle either stuck in the plastic or you can fit your needle at all. Other than that, it's really actually I quite like doing this. Project was really fun. It took about 2 days. Not 2 full days, maybe like a full day if you start in the morning and you finish at like probably like 12 o'clock at night. But I worked from like when I got back from the store, which was like 3 o'clock to like 12 o'clock last night, or till like 10 o'clock last night. And then I worked
from this morning till now, which is like 3. So just to finish this, but I was also recording, so that might be different for you if you're not an ADHD bastard like I am. Either way, I love it. My Green Day patch came out so much better than I expected it to. And then my Bon Jovi patch looks good. Take Back Sunday, Jimmy's bag. On the back it says, "Why are you back here?" with a bunch of question marks. I'm gonna stick a bunch of pins probably into the strap. And then maybe will I stand up? I will stand up. My room is a mess. Not that it ever isn't, but it is now. So it sits sort of like this. It'll be better when I have it able to go through my belt loops because I made it so that I could do that. Make it a little tighter as well. It sits pretty well. It's pretty easy to open with the rib flap. And then the nice thing about it is if I really want to, I can make it either a backpack or a crossbody bag, which are both the type of bags that I like to wear. Other than that, it came out really good. And that's pretty much it. If you watched this thing all the way through, I don't know why. Thanks. Like it, I guess. I don't know. If you don't, I don't care. Thanks if you do. I also didn't end up taking this off. I don't know if I'm going to use it or take it off later, but I didn't feel like trying to do that time. But I think this came out. I think this came out pretty damn good. I'm very excited to wear this. I don't leave the house at all, so I don't know where I'm going to wear it, but I have it, so that's nice. Alright, so bye.